What other reason might the nation Lebanon rise to power, gaining greater world prominence during the tribulation period? Israel has been the nemesis of Lebanon since its birth. In Daniel's last vision, my DVD discusses how Israel is prophesied to be defeated by a northern king, setting the stage for the tribulation period to begin within a year. Though Israel is defeated, it still exists as a nation. But with this major Middle East war and defeat of Israel, imagine what benefit that would have on the nation Lebanon. We must remember how Israel has beat up on Lebanon in recent history. It started with the Arab-Israeli War in 1948, followed by the Six-Day War in 1967. The aftermath of this war seems to have devastating effects. There were reports of over 50,000 Lebanese casualties and over 750,000 refugees. The War of Attrition was an asymmetric Israeli response, resulting in nearly a 10-to-1 ratio of Palestinian casualties compared with Israelis. From 1967 to 1970 was the period of this War of Attrition. The First Lebanese War resulted in up to 250,000 deaths and wounded 1/3 of the entire Lebanese population. And this war was between 1975 and 1990. We most recently seen the devastation of the nation's infrastructure in Lebanon with the Second Lebonese War in 2006. There were over 4,400 Lebanese civilian casualties alone. One may ask, has God turned his back on Lebanon or the Phoenicians any time in the past for a time period of 70 prophetic years as mentioned by the prophet Isaiah? The Phoenicians were defeated by Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians in 593 BC, and then later King Cyrus II of Persia defeated Phoenicia before ultimately they were conquered by the kingdom of Greece under Alexander the Great in 332 BC. This, however, was not directly mentioned in the Bible. The prophet Ezra showed how Tyre's trade of cedars and their hired masons and carpenters greatly contributed to the construction of the Jewish temple during the reign of King Solomon. Now this was in conjunction with an authorization that King Cyrus of Persia had made, so some lay claim that Tyre and Sidon were prostitutes during this period of time because they had been defeated by Persia but yet were helping Persia thereafter in its world trade. But I have to ask, where is the 70 years involved where the back was turned of God on the nation Lebanon or Phoenicia? And you'll find in history that this has not been the case.
There is much we can learn today from the history of Lebanon. Islam is not a religion of peace. Just read the surah where it supports the killing of Jews and Christians. Look how Sharia law promotes pedophile activity and the abuse of women. Also, please appreciate the religious intolerance of the 49 countries where Islam is the majority. The Muslim world will play a greater role in the end times. They will create the world chaos that will incur prior to the start of the tribulation. The Antichrist himself will come from a Muslim country.